Hi, I'm Mona, and if you're here, you found Kaleidoscope Dreams Tarot. Today I have 3 piles for you. I have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Today's question is, why do I feel I can't remove myself from toxic situations? So these are for those of you who feel that you are in a toxic situation and perhaps you may not have the courage to get out of this situation. Maybe you don't know how to get out of it, or maybe this is a person in your life that you are constantly with, perhaps a family member or someone you grew up with, and you are wondering, why do I feel I can't remove myself from a toxic situation? Okay? If you need more time to choose which pile is best for you, go ahead and stop the video so you can make a decision to which pile resonates best with you. To my subscribers, welcome back to the channel, and to any new subscribers, welcome to the channel. I'm very happy that you're here. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile number 1. Okay, so here's pile number 1. Let's go ahead and find out, why do I feel I can't remove myself from toxic situations? Okay, first we have here the fox. And the fox represents cleverness and adaptability. So perhaps you're around somebody who's very clever, okay? And they have been adapted to possibly mastering forms of manipulation. All right, let's find out why you can't remove yourself from toxic situations. First, we have the 5 of Swords. Next, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Next, we have the King of Cups. Then we have the Moon, the Hanged Man, the Ace of Swords. Sorry, the cards are upside down. Let me fix that. Okay. So we have the 2 of Rods. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the 4 of Cups. Next, we have the Queen of Wands, the Magician, and the 2 of Cups. When I do pick a cards, I normally don't take reverse cards because I shuffle the cards. I make sure they're all straight. I shuffle the cards, and then, I split it into 3 piles, and I pull 1 card from the top, and that's how I do it for each deck. So I might have missed those. Sorry about that. So don't think that, oh, she's flipping the card back. No, it's because I refuse to take it anyways, and the universe knows this. All right. So let's get started. First, we have the 5 of Wands, okay, or 5 of Peppermills. So it seems that you could be in your head about a certain situation, something that's causing a lot of conflict to you. You keep thinking about it. It's something that, it's definitely something that you're thinking about, and it may be you coming towards a certain situation or dealing with a situation, possibly making an offer to someone, okay? And what's happening here is you're very much in your head about it, okay? You could be holding the energy of the King of Hats, somebody who is an emotional king, a father, an emotional father. You may not, express it that much, but you are a very emotional person. Now, maybe you've had to deal with a lot of things. You've had to be clever about moving through whatever situations you've been in, and you've had to adapt to those situations. But you're feeling inside, you're holding the secret that possibly you don't want to adapt to this anymore. And you are trying to find a clever way to remove yourself from this situation. So this is something that is going on inside you. Okay, you are keeping a secret about this. Then we have the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man represents that you're kind of stuck in your mind trying to figure out how you can get out of a situation so you can move towards another situation where you know you also have to come up with the truth about something. Starting a new beginning somewhere, okay? This could be starting a new beginning somewhere or coming out with the truth that you no longer want this toxic situation in your life and you want to cut it out of your life. You want to sever that tie. We also have the Two of Rods here. And the Two of Rods is a person who is looking out towards the future, all right? But in this card, it's showing that this person may be looking out at the past. So perhaps in this first row, you are dealing with how you can actually sever whatever it is that's causing conflict in your mind and keeping you at a standstill and not able to cut this tie that you have for this toxic situation. Okay? You're looking at the past about what you have lost. And you've lost this through arguments and bickering and fighting. You've been up at night just so upset about this situation. All right? You want to come in with a new offer, an offer of emotion to somebody. And this person could be the Queen of Wands or holding the energy of the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is very passionate. Okay? She is a passionate woman and she goes for what she wants. She is successful because she doesn't give up. She lets go of what does not serve her because her passion lies within her own heart. We also have the Magician. She may actually be a person who is able to manifest things to work for her benefit. And this is most likely why, and this is most likely because, not why, because she has shared her emotions. And she has shared her emotions with her main soulmate. And that soulmate would be herself. She has manifested the love she has for herself because you don't see any other people in this row except for the Magician. But she is the Magician, or carrying the energy of the Magician. She has given 100% emotion to her soulmate, which is definitely herself. She has learned to love herself, and she has learned to move forward passionately with her own heart. Now, you see this person. She must be a person from the past because you are looking at the past about what has been done, about sadness that brings you to stay up at night all the time thinking about what I have done. You're wondering how you can possibly come forward to this person and make an offer. I can guarantee you that this person has a lot of love for herself. She has compassion for herself. Any word that involves the word passion, she is it. compassion, passion, you know. So she does have compassion and love for others, but first and foremost, she has passion and love for herself. And she has manifested that love into her life by herself from lessons that she has learned from the past. So, in order for you to move forward to this situation, you must come forward with your own truth. You must be honest with yourself. You mustn't keep any more secrets, secrets that need to come out into the open, secrets of your heart. Because every time you hold back and keep yourself in these toxic situations, your heart, it will harden. And you will forget what it feels like to feel the love you had for somebody of the past. In order to move forward, you must sever any ties that you have that are toxic. Toxicity in your life brings sadness, despair, turmoil, and it will forever leave you hanging in the balance, unable to move forward and find any sort of prosperity in your life. Stop fighting with yourself. You are a clever person, and you can adapt to the fact that you are also an emotional person, somebody who can share love with others, and that you also deserve love. If you can heal this side of you, I can guarantee that anyone that you come forward to with an offer will see that emotion because you will show it freely. They will see your boundaries. They will see your passion and love for yourself, and they will welcome you with open arms. Not only this person, but many people will. When you can figure out that you can share this love with yourself and that you don't need anyone else to complete you, that's when the confidence will come in. And that's when you will start fighting for whatever it is you are passionate about. And you won't have to hold secrets anymore. And you will find ultimate happiness. But you must manifest for yourself the love you have for yourself. Because no one can bring that to you except for yourself. Do you see a future with this person of the past? If you do, and you truly feel like you do, you must sever the toxic situations in your life. Do not hold them in. Do not keep it a secret, because you will harbor that secret for the rest of your life and you will never move forward, because not loving yourself means no happiness for you. Are you willing to risk your happiness just to show your emotions or speak your truth? Why do I feel I can't remove myself from toxic situations? Because maybe you need to gain a little bit more courage, the courage to be who you believe you are, to let go of the ego and to move forward, not caring what anybody thinks, stopping this conflict in your mind. Any toxic habits, fighting, anything in your life can be removed, and you can sever those ties. But the only way you can do it is to find your own truth and let go of any secrets that you have Stop fighting with others about, or yourself, that you cannot have what you want. By holding that secret of your love for someone or another situation, or having that dream job or whatever it is, you must stop fighting with yourself or possibly with others. You must pull yourself out of that low vibrational energy and move forward. Sever the toxic ties you're involved with, because you see a future somewhere. It's not up here. And it's keeping you up at night, having you worried. How can I come in with an offer? You can come in with that offer when you finally learn that you are worthy of love, that you love yourself, and that you don't need to keep secrets about that. So let's move on to pile number 2. Pile number 2 is next. This is pile number 2. Pile number 2. Why do I feel I can't remove myself from toxic situations? All right, well, let's find out. So we have the deer. The deer represents sensitivity and peace. Perhaps you're a very sensitive person, and it's hard to remove yourself from toxic situations because you prefer not to argue. You just want everybody to be happy. You just want to keep the peace. But if toxicity is hurting you, which normally it always does, anything, any sentence, any situation explaining that has the word toxicity in it, toxic things kill people. Just remember that. Let's move forward. First, we have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Emperor. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the King of Cups, the Sun, the Four of Cups. Sorry, you guys. Let me fix these cards. I have them upside down for some reason. Okay. Okay, we have the Tower. We have the Seven of Pentacles again. We have Temperance. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Seven of Swords. Sorry about those cards being upside down. Don't think, oh, I'm changing the whole reading because I flipped the cards back. The universe knows I will not accept reverse cards and pick a cards because I intentionally put the cards upright before I start. So I might have missed a card or two. Okay? Just letting you know that. So let's get started. I have the Seven of Pentacles, right? And the Seven of Pentacles indicates that you have planted some sort of seeds of intention. Seeds that you are trying to watch grow. You may be holding the energy of the Emperor, or maybe this is the manifestation or seeds of intention that you've planted to become the Emperor. You may be walking away from a situation that no longer serves you, a situation that was an emotional situation, and walking away from that situation might have brought you back down to possibly being the King of Cups. So maybe at one time you were the Emperor, but you walked away and it kind of brought you down to being now the King of Cups. Because you are looking forward to brighter days, happier days. Whatever situation that you walked away from has definitely depleted you, either financially, emotionally, it could be anything. But you are definitely the King of Cups now. You are looking towards the sun. Maybe you are having more faith in something. Perhaps you are moving towards somebody that you'd like to make an offer to. Okay. We have the Eight of Rods. And that means information coming in. Information about the tower. An end of a situation. Whatever this situation was, possibly you walked away from it. It has brought the end currently to you because of information you heard. So, from what I gather here, you may have planted seeds of intention in the past that brought you to the level of the Emperor. But you walked away from it. You walked away from something possibly that you loved, that brought you this total and complete happiness. The Emperor is all the qualities of all the kings, able to express emotion, being financially stable, grounded, and balanced, having intelligence, the intelligence to make things happen, and passion. But you walked away. And when you walked away, that basically dropped you down to the King of Cups energy. Because with whoever you were with before, possibly, is who made you the Emperor. Now, you were brought down to the King of Cups, and you went towards something that you may have thought was your sunshine. You made an offer, and perhaps things might have worked out then. You weren't the Emperor, but you still had the emotion to move forward. But then you got information. Information about an ending. Something that is completely done with. It's over. And you tried to plant more seeds of intention. But because of this ending, perhaps, somebody definitely walked away from you. You walked away from them in the past. Maybe you tried it again, and they ended up walking away from you again, or walking away, okay, leaving the situation, because perhaps they didn't see any particular change in you, because maybe you were the one who was toxic. And maybe you didn't even know that you were, or maybe you did. But if you were, you should understand that somebody eventually will come to their senses and leave a toxic situation because they know it doesn't serve them, and they know that they will not be able to move forward to find happiness if they remain in that toxic situation. Okay? We have the Temperance card. So maybe when you were here, you made that offer to someone else. Somebody, may have been tempering you as a person, you as a toxic and an entity in their life. But it didn't seem that you were faithful to that one person. You may have been juggling. You may have been juggling with a Queen of Swords. Perhaps you made an offer to a Queen of Swords, but it didn't work out because you might have gotten information of toxicity in the situation, and an end came to the situation. And you may have planted seeds of intention here, but I will tell you, it's showing that you planted seeds of intention here, and you planted seeds of intention here. If you plant too many seeds, the garden is going to overflow, and then the plants or whatever you planted are going to rot, because you cannot get rid of all this growth of all these seeds you've planted. You can't get rid of it all yourself. You can't eat it all yourself. You can't eat the crop all by yourself. You've planted too many seeds in different situations for different people or whatever, and it became too much. You thought you could handle it, but you can't. It's kind of like being at the smorgasbord. Take only what you can eat. So what you did, you overplanted, and you can't eat it all. And now you're stuck in toxicity and loss. You've tempered whatever the situation you're in right now. Maybe this person, somebody else is juggling you. It could be this Queen of Swords. So, why do I feel I can't remove myself from toxic situations? Well, basically, you put yourself in those situations. You've planted too many seeds all over the place. You need to cut the crop, basically. You need to cut down all those extra bushes and plants that you grew, or give them away to someone else. I don't know. But you have planted so many seeds that you have become confused, overwhelmed, and now you don't know what to do. If you have the ability to work so hard and plant all those seeds of intention, you're going to have to cut down, retill the yard or the field. If you are able to work so hard to plant those seeds of intention, then you need to work so hard to remove them from your life. If you can work so hard to make those things grow, why can't you work so hard to remove them? What you must do is bring out that strength to remove all these extra things you have in your life that have brought toxicity or that you have brought toxicity towards. Stop your juggling, and then possibly you can move forward in the right direction. Only you know that direction. Just know everybody's watching you. You can't hide the things you do because information will always come in. Somebody will always find out and bring an end to whatever situation it is. You can't hide things. The truth always comes to the surface. If you want to get rid of toxics, or why you can't remove yourself from toxic situations, is because you know that you put yourself there. If you can remove yourself from these, regardless of the outcome, and learn to love yourself and know that you can have one good seed of intention planted and watch that grow, perhaps have a one-on-one relationship instead of having so many, then maybe, or perhaps it's a job or jobs, juggling too many jobs. That could be it too. You promised to do a job here, it took too long, and you have to make it to the next job, overloaded with work. You can only have time to do so much stuff. And you're overwhelming your life with too much stuff. Somebody once told me, it's just stuff. You don't need all that stuff. So get rid of some of it and lighten the load and make your life a little bit more easier. Okay? You don't need to overwork yourself. You don't need to over-emotionalize yourself. What you need to do is give yourself a break. Figure out how you can solve this problem. And once you do, then comes time for healing. Healing yourself, forgiving yourself for putting yourself and others in that situation. Learning to love yourself and even love the ones who might have hurt you back. Forgive them. Send them love and move forward. You don't need to be around them. You don't have to forgive what they did, but you can forgive the individual and move forward yourself. First step is to get rid of these situations, step back, learn to love yourself and forgive yourself. You will find how easy it is to move forward and how much you will want to find that one person that can fulfill the empty spot that you might feel, which you might not even feel an empty spot anymore, because once you learn to love yourself, you'll feel complete. But you have to take care of the seeds that you have planted that are rotting. You have to forgive yourself, forgive others, make amends with others. Excuse me. You have to do that first. Make things right. And only then you'll be able to remove these things from your life and find happiness again. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3 is next. Okay, so this is for those of you who chose pile number 3. And let's see, why do I feel I can't remove myself from toxic situations? Okay, we have the Hopi hand. And the Hopi hand represents life and creative healing. This has actually come out lately, so maybe some of you are maybe working your way through toxic situations. All right? Toxic situations you know that you must remove from your life, and you're creating healing for yourself. Congratulations, if that's the case. Let's find out what we have for you. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Knight of Oysters. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, Temperance, the Ace of Pentacles again, Judgment, the Eight of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. Give me 2 seconds, or 3 or 4. Okay. Life and creative healing. First, we have the Six of Swords. So you and another may have moved away from a certain situation. A situation that you found may bring you some sort of abundance. Okay? News of perhaps financial gain or prosperity of some sort. But when you got there, you found that you were put in a three-party situation. It may have been with the person that you brought, and you may have brought them with you because you might have taken them away from a three-party situation. But I will tell you this. If a person is constantly holding you in this energy, you can take them to the moon and they will still find somebody to put you in this situation with. You cannot change a person by removing them from an atmosphere. They will just find someone else to do that with and keep you in that energy. You thought that maybe, you found that you could have financial abundance with this person. But even so, you moved for the wrong reasons because it only brought you heartache. Perhaps after this happened, you decided to choose life, your own life, the happiness for yourself. And this is where creative healing comes in. You may have planted some new seeds of intention. A new seed of intention to start new somewhere else. Because the seeds that you have planted from the past were not good for you. They have actually caused you heartache. So maybe you decided to move forward and start new financial stability on your own, but you're still thinking about something. You're thinking about the past, okay? Not the immediate past here, but maybe another past. Somebody that you may have had some sort of financial beginning with, but it may have come to an end. So you may be thinking about that person or thinking what has been done in order for you to try and get that financial beginning, but the plants or the seeds that grew, they grew a toxic flower or a toxic fruit, something that you couldn't eat or even utilize. But you are thinking again of the past, something or someone from the past. And I do see that if you look at this card, you're holding the wand. But look what somebody's holding the other wand. And you may be looking at that person from the past. Somebody who holds that other wand. You may want to come into this person with some sort of offer. It could be a person who you want to move forward towards. But we have the Temperance card here, and this person has possibly tempered enough. They've tempered so much. And they have definitely built their own pentacles moving forward because of their heartbreak of being put in a three-party situation, maybe similar to what you went through. But they moved on. They made judgment, and they walked away from that situation because it was just too much of a burden in their life. They didn't want to hang on anymore. They might have been put in a three-party situation, promised all kinds of stability and happiness, but they made their own judgment because for them, somebody put them in a three-party situation. Somebody made the promise of financial security and stability. But they were temperate, they were waiting, they were patiently waiting. And when that didn't come in because of three-party situations, they made their own judgment. They started their own creative healing. And they moved forward because they did not want to deal with this burden any longer. So, if you are in this situation and you want to move forward, perhaps with somebody from the past, somebody that you might want to make an offer to, you must heal yourself. You must confess to your wrongs. You must show this person that you love yourself enough to know that you forgive yourself for what you have done, and then maybe you can ask for forgiveness or find out if this person forgives you. But it all depends on this other person's level of healing. Have they healed genuinely from what you've done or what has happened to them in the past? It's hard to say. The best thing you can do at this present time to remove yourself from toxic situations is just to do it. Remove yourself from whatever it is, from whatever toxicity that you hold, that you may be holding and doing to others. You need to cease that. You need to forgive yourself for hurting others and forgive others for hurting you. You need to love yourself so you too can learn to love others. If you are trying to make an offer to somebody who has definitely been patient, tempering whatever you have done to them, and perhaps going through healing at this present time, trying to find their financial happiness and grounding themselves and just becoming balanced with themselves, perhaps you should do the same. If you can do that with yourself, coming forward and making an offer to anyone will be in your favor, because then you will have built boundaries. You will be able to express to others what you want. You will be able to find another person who loves you as much as you love yourself, because you will settle for nothing less. You cannot step into another person's life until you have healed from past heartache. And if you step in from this healing, how would you even know if they have healed completely? But in order for you to find out, you would have to have the courage and the strength to step forward to that person and admit that you have wronged them and you understand, and that you forgive yourself for doing that, and will they forgive you, and that maybe some truth is in order here about what happened, speaking your truth. And then perhaps if there is some healing that needs to continue, perhaps you can both heal each other, because the truth has come out. If you have the strength to come to a person and speak your truth, ask for forgiveness, whether it's given or not, because you can always forgive yourself. And if somebody else can't, it's a possibility that they are not complete with their own healing. But once you can do this, and have the strength to step forward and speak your truth, maybe the burden will be lifted. Maybe they will understand that you have changed, or that you are willing to work hard to change. But you need to prove that, because words are just words, but feelings and actions speak much louder than words. Words can heal, but it's up to another person to take those words and apply it to themselves in their own situations and heal on their own. You can definitely change yourself, but you cannot change others. Others must change on their own and find their own ways to heal. We all heal differently. And if you can do that, And if they can do that, maybe you can find a common ground in between and help each other to heal mutually. In order for you to remove yourself from toxic situations, I have one word for you: healing. You must heal yourself. You must heal your heart. You must heal everything that has become toxic and terrible and heartbreaking and heart-wrenching in your life. You can do this. Anyone can do it. You just have to believe that you can do it. You have no idea how powerful the word belief is. If you can truly, honestly believe that you can heal, possibly that you can heal others, then you are moving in the right direction. And you will see how easy it is to move forward because you have healed. And healing yourself and healing others in the process is so rewarding. Let's go ahead and move on to the end and find out what the universe has to suggest to you about your healing process. See you at the end. Okay, so we've made it to the end, and I have actually decided to also include any wisdom that Buddha has to help whoever is viewing the video to remove themselves from toxic situations. Okay, so we have the Surrender deck and we have the Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power deck, and let's find out what we can do to help us to remove ourselves from toxic situations. What must the viewer do or surrender to remove themselves from toxic situations? Let's find out. Okay. Kind of came out, pulled that with force, didn't I? Well, this is not a forceful read. This is an enlightening read, and hopefully that you can come up with a solution for your troubles. What kind of wisdom does Buddha have in order for the viewer? What can they do to remove themselves from toxic situations? I do have the Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power book on the side in case I do need to refer to it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So it's there just in case. First we have surrender to stress. Okay. I took a big whiff of that sage. It's still kind of lingering in my throat, so it's not a communication issue. It's a breathing of sage smoke issue. All right. So we have surrender to stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So we all have stresses. We all have stresses that play out all day long. Why? Because perhaps something might pop into our head and remind us of something that we've done or something that we have to deal with, whatever, right? But the universe is asking you, whatever that stress is, you need to surrender it because you may be stressing over nothing. What you may consider stressful, another person might consider not so stressful. And all stress does is hurt you. Stress is the #1 killer. one of the number one killers. I think there's a lot of number ones, but it is the main killer in the United States. You can get all sorts of ailments just from stress alone. You can relieve yourself from pains if you surrender stress. You can relieve yourself from heart issues, okay, endocrine issues, mental issues, if you can just release the stress. And the way that you can do that is by also releasing the guilt you may have over whatever you have done to bring this stress. Perhaps nobody did anything to you, but you did something to them, and it is eating you up inside. You are harboring guilt and sadness. And the only way that you can relieve that stress is by forgiving yourself, understanding your mistakes and what you've done, forgiving yourself, forgiving those who have hurt you. You don't have to be around them, but you can forgive them, and you don't have to forgive what they've done, but you can forgive the person. People change, and you can change. And the first step of change, or to change, is to take control of your own life. Take control of your own love for yourself. Become your own soulmate. And once you do, it's like a flash of courage and love and happiness will shower over your life because you have accepted what you've done, what has been done to you, and you can move past all of that stress and guilt and whatever that's ailing you and move forward to a more positive, fruitful, and happier life. Let's find out what Buddha has to say. Oh my goodness. If you guys watch my readings, you will see that Infant Ganesh comes out everywhere. So many readings, Infant Ganesh is there. And you know why? Because we all are having blockages right now. Things are blocking us. We are not clear on what some of these things are. Even though in the readings I try to be as clear as possible, maybe sometimes not so much. I might be a little confusing because sometimes I confuse myself. But if you can take from the reading what you can take, whatever resonates, and leave the rest, because not everything I say is absolute. Nothing is absolute. Nothing in this world is absolute. What's absolute is that you can love yourself and that spirit loves you unconditionally. If you can understand that within yourself, your subconscious, you will understand that nothing can stop you now. Because all you really need is the love you can receive from spirit and the love that you can give to yourself. Because there is no one in the 3D that can love you more than you love yourself. Once you can receive any kind of, love for yourself and be able to release obstacles, blockages, or anything in your life, what does it say? The infant Ganesh, remover of obstacles. Call on Ganesh to remove obstacles in your life. Yeah. So maybe you are having a hard time removing toxic situations. May I make a suggestion? Before you lay down tonight, before you go to sleep, call on the infant Ganesh and say, Infant Ganesh, Please help me remove these blockages I have in my life. Please help me remove these blockages and help me to move forward to a more fruitful, more happier, more loving life. If you do this a few nights a week, I can almost guarantee that you will feel different after a few nights. You will feel lighter. You will feel happier. And maybe some things that you were thinking about in the past, you will think about them again and say, whoa, what was I even thinking about? Or you'll have an epiphany that'll say, hey, you're all right. You're healing and you're good. And you'll be like, where did that come from? You know where it came from? Because you asked Infant Ganesh for help. And maybe your subconscious heard it and it was sent out into the universe and healing was brought in. You can do this. All you have to do is believe that you can heal yourself, you can love yourself, and you can find love and be loved by others. And then who will come along? You know who will come along? You will find somebody who loves themselves unconditionally. And when they find you, they will see you love yourself unconditionally. And then you will both realize, wow, I found somebody who loves me as much as I love myself. And that's a match made in heaven. It may not happen right away. It may take some time. All things take time. All good things take time. But it'll come. It'll come if you believe. So, I'd like to thank you guys for coming to my channel. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share on these videos. This may be very important for someone. Share it. All right? Share it for somebody who you think might be struggling to move forward, who is all stressed out, overworked, just showing sadness. Share it with them. And comment below and let me know how this resonates with you, because I'm interested to know. Yeah. I'm sending you guys out courage and unconditional love from me, because I love you all. No matter who you are, if I've never met you, if you are miles away, or if you're next door, I love you. And I'm not the only one. Spirit loves you unconditionally, and I'm sure there's many people out there that love you this way. But you don't open yourself enough to find this out or to know this. So I'm sending you my unconditional love. I'm sending you the courage to heal yourself, to finally love yourself too, to be your own soulmate. And sending out happiness and joy. My name is Mona. This is Kaleidoscope Dreams Tarot, and I will definitely see you next time. Bye.